I'm very good. I hope you had a nice Christmas. And
I did, and you?
I had a great one actually. I had a week off, so it was really nice.
Oh, that's great.
I hope the news is better about Flecken and me, who didn't finish the match at Brighton. Can they play against Arsenal?
So it's, let me think so I get it right. 3 players went off. Norgard, no problem, available and can play against Arsenal. Ben Mee, minor muscle injury, will be out for a couple of weeks. Mark Flecken is more positive. Still too early to say that he will play against Arsenal, but he can maybe, hopefully be available. We will assess him tomorrow.
And if he's not, is Hakon Valdimarsson ready for a full Premier League debut?
I think so. No, I'm not in doubt that he will be more than ready. I think he did very well against Brighton. Very pleased with his performance.
You've quite a list of injured players. A whole team, in fact, look like they're either injured or unavailable. Is there any better news with anyone else, Sepp Vandenberg or Jensen?
Yeah, exactly. Both of them are more positive. Both Matthijs Jensen and Sepp Vandenberg will be available. Of course, they've been out for a while, so just need to take a decision, feel all that if they can start. That's the tricky thing.
Given all the injuries and the fact the transfer window is looming fast, do you have to be active and do something about it, or are you going to wait for your injured players to come back?
I think we will, how can you say, we'll assess it more or less day to day. Of course, we got a plan for every scenario that can happen. So we will be active, or how can you say active, or ready to act. No, that's probably more the right wording. Ready to act if we need to. I think I've said that many times. I think we got a very strong squad if everyone is full and fit and available. So probably definitely not do anything early. If it's not improved the next month, then I think we need to do something. But right now, I'm not too concerned.
And what would you say to clubs who might be looking at Brian and Mbeumo and saying he's a fantastic player? He started 18 Premier League games. He's got 10 goals and 2 assists. We like him. What would you say to those clubs?
Those clubs in January? I would say good luck. We love Brian. He loves playing here. He's had a fantastic season, so nothing will happen. Yeah.
Quite a lot of talk after Brighton about the elbow from João Pedro. It was looked at on Ref Watch this morning. Don't know whether you saw it, but Dermot Gallagher was saying that it was astonishing that he wasn't sent off. Stephen Warnock was saying it sets a dangerous precedent because a player aimed an elbow, missed, didn't have to take evasive action, your player, but it's not bad. It's not good news. What do you think? I still think it was red card. Clearly think it is also in terms of the law of the game. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the ref watch is. Is it former refs or are they? Dermot Gallagher, former referee, and a panel looking at incidents from the last few games.
Okay. But yeah, for me, and as far as I understand the rules, it's red card. So mistakes happens. We talked about that before from either the ref on the pitch or the VAR. Everyone is very focused on trying to improve things. You know how Webb and his guys want to do everything to improve it. So hopefully that'll be improved going forward.
It's the end of the year, Thomas. You're finishing the year 12th in the table, but only one win in December. Pretty lean month, but overall it's been an excellent season, hasn't it, for you? You know, you finished last season 16th. You're finishing the year 12th. How would you sum up 2024?
A good year. A good year for everyone involved in the club, every Brentford fan. I think it's that fine balance between being pleased with that every season we are in the Premier League is a very good thing, and still have ambitions to do more, to add layers, to develop the team, the club, hopefully play some interesting football. Develop players and people, and keep moving forward, and I think we do that. So I think there have been definitely more ups than downs this season, this year. So I'm pleased with that.
And how good would it be to kick off the new year with a victory over Arsenal? You have beaten them here, your debut night in the Premier League all those years ago on that Friday night. What about taking them down on New Year's Day?
That'll be amazing. That will be the aim is to do what we can to try to win the game. We're facing a very good Arsenal team. I think they in a way gone a little bit under the radar. I don't know, because there's so much talk about Man City or Manchester United or Liverpool, of course, because they're doing fantastically, or Chelsea maybe done more than people expected this season. I think they have performed consistently well. Arsenal. It's a well-run team and machine. Arteta and his coaching staff have developed through the years. Last 2 years have gone toe-to-toe to try to win the championship. I think they'll be up there to the end. I know Liverpool got a few points ahead now, but I'm not saying they will have a dip, but it's very unusual that any team goes through a season without a dip in form. So most likely that could happen to Liverpool as well. So Arsenal need to be there when that happens, and they may be past their worst injury problems. I know Saka is out, but I think a lot of the other key players, more or less all the other key players, as I understand it, more or less are available and fit for them. So I think they look so competitive in every area. They defend well, they attack well, they're fantastic on set pieces. So it's going to be a tough test. The big but, we are home and we are good. And we'll put a competitive team out there, and we'll do whatever we can to try to win the game.
Yeah, you fear no one at home, and it's a graveyard for bigger clubs at G-Tech. Is this going to be the year, though, where you stop being a chameleon team? More points on the road and even things up at home as well.
That would be fantastic. If we can keep the point per game we had this season so far at home, and then really pick it up more away from home, I think we will be fantastic. But let's take one game, one step at a time, and one game at a time, and do what we can to beat Arsenal.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. Just wanted to double check, sorry. Vandenberg and Jensen will be in the squad?
They'll be in the squad, yeah. And yeah, they're available, and I just need to find out if they can start or not.
Lovely, perfect. And then, as you said, a few injury problems with Fleck and with me. Big opportunities for Valdemarson and Jisoo as well. Just how far have they developed that they're now in the position they can play Premier League football?
I think they've done well. I think Hakon have been through a very good development to start with him, especially the last couple of months. I think he looked better and better in training, so it's quite a coincidence he suddenly got his Premier League debut. So yeah, he looked good, composed, ready, and Jisoo came in the last 20 minutes or so and did well as well. So yeah, pleased with it.
And they've had that sort of moment, so I know with Jisoo it's been about actually maybe getting to grips with living here, learning the language, that sort of stuff. And then Hakon obviously played against Colchester, they sort of put the ball on top of him, he was tested aerially. Are those sort of areas where you've seen improvement as well? They've grown in that aspect? Yeah,
I think Colchester, as I said, was a great learning curve from Hakon, unbelievable. They came with such a physicality, and they were so good on set pieces. So he is good at dominating his own area, but he just had a steep learning curve in that game. Yeah, and as you said, Jisoo is a big thing, moving away from home, no matter where in the world you're moving from. But when you move from a different culture in South Korea to London and England, and the language and everything, so I think he's done very well to integrate well here.
And it's going to be important, right, against Arsenal with their set pieces, that Hakon really gets to grips with their aerial threat.
Yeah, definitely. Arsenal, I think, is the best set piece team, not only in the Premier League but probably in the world right now. I think they do fantastic. I think Nicolas Javert, that was here, is doing very, very well. I think he is probably the best coach right now at set pieces. They are so aggressive. They are well coached, but we are also quite good at set pieces, and we will be ready and well prepared for it.
Of course, it's New Year's very soon. Have you got any resolutions, personal and football?
Every single time I come in here, I'm thinking I need to come up with something. I forget it every single time.
Less injuries, perhaps.
That would probably be the thing. One thing, football would be less injuries. If you just have a fully or as full firing squad you can have, then that would be my the first one. And a general one, probably just peace in the world and look after each other.
Perfect. And then finally from me, again, it was really reflective time of year. I was wondering, we've seen so many players, especially Damsgaard, Lewis Potter, lots of improvement within the squad. Who do you feel has been the most improved player over the course of this year?
On 2024?
Yeah.
That's a big one. I think 2024. I think probably Damsgaard. I would say. Also because Damsgaard will be the one. Decent last half of last season, and then this season he really taken off and done fantastic and performed well. So probably him, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
We'll go to John and then to Mike.
You have a decent record against the so-called Big Six Premier League clubs since promotion. Some big wins in there, including that 2-0 win against Arsenal. You've only picked up 1 point against Arsenal since then. How conscious are you and the players when you have a run like that against a certain team? Does it act as motivation to go into the game?
I think it's. I think first and foremost we are facing the let's say the bigger clubs, or the top six, and when you face them, then on paper they got a bigger chance of winning winning the game. And for example, last year I think actually we played 2 very even games against Arsenal, and we lost 1-0 at home, very even game, and we lost 2-1 at Emirates, also very even game where we were close to get something out of it. So see if we can turn these even games into 2 points. Of course, that's the plan. But I also think it's a good example of that. Arsenal but also other teams are. I think every game teams and coaches going into, they take it seriously. But I think we earned our respect. So a lot of teams are well motivated, let me put it that way, and know they need to be absolutely on it. Even I hate that phrase against a team like us. So, but it's about us, and it's about what we can do and how well we can perform.
And you played 5 of the Big Six so far away from home. No points, but at home, how much of a difference will that make? Is there more belief and expectation doing something?
Yeah, but I think also away from home we've shown that we can win against the bigger clubs. So, but of course we all know that it's just easy, probably not the right word, but it seems to be that at home teams pick up more points, including us, and we've been very good at home in general. So hopefully we can keep that up against Arsenal.
You mentioned it earlier, Nicholas Joba. Heard you praise him while he was at Brentford. Is it unsurprising how well Arsenal are doing at set pieces, having worked with him?
No, not at all. I think Nicholas is a very good coach and a very good student of the game, and he's just used, I think, 8 years, if not more. I think I started 8 years ago. He was here, just started as well, to just adjusting his blueprint, and it's a very good blueprint. They're very good at what they do. For me, yes, there's the mentality, yes, there is the focus and all that, but for me, it's the details. If you look into every single set piece, the details they have in every set piece is incredible.
And obviously they've been amazing corners. Have you spent more time working on defending them this week, or is it just the same set of preparations?
We are good at defending corners. As far as I know, we haven't conceded one corner so far, only a short one, which is of course also a corner against Bournemouth in the Premier League this season. So we defended very well. So we trust our own processes, but of course with huge respect to Arsenal and what they can come with. As we know, we need to play our A game and in every aspect of the game, but especially in set pieces.
And on Arteta, he's come so close to winning the league with Arsenal the last 2 seasons. As a manager, what you made of the job he's done at Arsenal?
I think Arteta's done a top job. Him and his coaching staff have really impressed me. The way the team's developed over the last 5 years or so, he's been in charge. As I said, the last 2 seasons, clearly one of the 2 best teams in England this season. Again, one of the 2 best teams in England. So that speaks for itself. I think they didn't defend that well. Boom, last couple of years, one of the best defenses. Okay, set pieces were good. Now they are world class. Offensive play, good. Now it's up there. So I think it's so fine margins that they need to turn, or maybe just have a little bit of more margins going their way, and then I think they will win the championship one day. Maybe this season, you never know.
And just one more from me. Obviously, you know Bukayo Saka for them, but apart from that, they're pretty good squad. Where do you anticipate the main threats coming from?
Yeah, I agree. I think, of course, Saka is an important player for them, but they got very good alternatives. I think their front 3, 4, however you call it, no matter if it's Havertz or Jesus, that's scoring goals. Martinelli, Trossard, Ødegaard, of course, back to his high standards, been incredible for them. So we need to close them down as good as possible.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thomas, apologies if you've answered any of these before, but you just mentioned Kai Havertz and the forward plays at Arsenal. I mean, he made the difference against Ipswich the other night. How do you stop a player like him? He's their top scorer. Is it a collective effort, or do you try and isolate him in particular?
I think it's more collective when it's a striker. There can be other. I know it's always collective, but there can be other situations where you can do more to, let's say, close down the playmaker. There can be some certain players you can try to close down the different areas. But a player like Havertz is very good to come into the box also a little late, depending if you play the striker or you play the 10-8 role. Depending on what he does, what position he plays in, he's difficult to pick up. I think also he's a player that developed well in Arsenal the last couple of years to become a more consistent goal scorer and looking more like that 9 that could be a top scorer for Arsenal in the future as well.
His goal against Ipswich came about because Martinelli and Trossard, obviously, Martinelli had been moved out onto the right in Saka's absence. They combined for the goal. You mentioned Saka. I mean, how different of a team do you think Arsenal become without him in the side?
I don't think it's too big a difference. I think the guiding principles they have for how they build, how they attack, how back through, how they press will be the same. Of course, you take one of their main threats out of the team, so that will take a tiny bit out of them, no doubt about that. But Martinelli and Trossard are very good players still.
And finally, for me, I mean, how different of a side do you think Arsenal are compared to last season? Perhaps you mentioned the meetings last season. Do you think that they're very different to the team you played last season?
No, I think they're very similar in many ways. I think it's a lot of the same things they do, and they do it very, very well. I think they're very aggressive. I think they're front-footed and want to press high when they can. They're very disciplined in defending low. Everyone is getting onto the ball. Very, very good team cohesion and work ethic. On the ball, clear. They want to build when they can. If not, they go a little bit longer if there's too good high pressure. Clear if they want what they want and what kind of setup they do in the 3-2 or 4-1, whatever build up phase 2. Very clear on the breakthroughs, very good on producing crosses and have players in the box. And then I said the set pieces are similar to last year. They just do it that well that it's difficult to defend.